and I wanted to be live when Cameron drops the Sparrow scoop. Now, I preface this with the upload about the Bob Iger hit piece in the New York Times. What that really entailed was, somebody, on the surface, it looks like somebody on the inside is to blame for it. I'm like, okay, who, you know, and what I gather, what I guess, is that we've got either a palace coup going on against Iger, and I'll give you the name behind it, or we've got other things going on from people from the outside who knew all this. All right, let me give you a little story. So the hit piece in the New York Times basically stated that Bob Chapek talked to Nelson Peltz quite a bit. When it came out that he was doing that, he was forbidden. He's the boss, and they're forbidding him from talking to Peltz. And because Perlmutter and Peltz are friends, and Chapek's obviously in that circle, you got to wonder if it wasn't them behind the story. Now, granted, New York Times is a dumpster fire of wokery that will never be what it should be and what it used to be. However, because Peltz just the other day, Saturday it was revealed, left his chairman of the board job. He was a chairman of the board at the Wendy's company. All right. The hit piece comes out on Sunday. Now, that could be one thing. It could be somebody else completely different on the outside too. However, right, because we are fair, it could be somebody on the inside. And apparently, from Matt Bellany to others, have been really talking up Dana Walden. Now, Dana Walden is the head of, like, the co-chair of the film stuff at Disney, alongside Alan Bergman, who's also was in the line of succession for Iger, and whose name's not even really been mentioned. But Matt Bellany talked about her quite a bit. Now, she was part of the Get Chapek cabal. When you read the article, and I do have it on the upload that I did yesterday about all this. So if you want to read that article, it's almost as long as the Bible. It's convoluted and holy shit. Okay, but it doesn't make anybody at the Walt Disney Company, including Dana Walden, look good. Okay, so it basically tore, I think, it wasn't just a hit piece on Iger, it tore the company apart. But here's the deal. When you read it, how many people here have seen the K-Mutiny, the original one with Jose Ferrer? Probably one of the best movies ever made. Okay, and the acting was superb. Did Humphrey Bogart win the Oscar for playing Captain Queeg? I think he did. One of the complaints, now going back to the Disney debacle, one of the complaints that Chapek had is they won't let me do anything and they won't help me. One of the last scene in the Caine Mutiny is Jose Ferrer playing the defense lawyer, walking in and basically telling the crew that mutinied against, yes, he is. Basically, he had to defend this group of sailors and officers over the fact that they had mutinied against the captain, and they did. But he was crazy. I mean, if you watch the movie, you're gonna be like, okay. Bob Chapek in this story doesn't seem crazy. He seems in over his head. He's not allowed to be himself. Like, I'll give you an example. When the Florida law, Parental Rights Education Act came out. Hey, Cross, how you doing, by the way? Bob Chapek basically made an announcement. Disney will not be signing any letters. We are not commenting. And then you get this fucking massive uproar from, oh great, thanks Bojangles. This fucking massive uproar from the wokesters. And I've done videos and everybody did videos and I still have Reimagining Tomorrow uploaded so I can use it to remind people. All these awful people with true mental problems working at Disney. And I was like, you know, wow. So Chapek had to go back on it because he was forced to. He wasn't allowed to be the boss. Okay. The board of directors are a bunch of, when you read this, you will almost rather watch Leslie Headland talk with Rachel Leichman or that idiot Molly Damon, because I think the intellectualism is higher, to be honest. And I'm not giving those girls any compliments, all right? But the problem is you know, oh yeah, it is Cross. The problem is someone in line to be CEO trying to oust Iger now? It doesn't. All right, Dana Walden is very connected to Kamala Slut in the Democrat Party. All right. She actually was assigned to some board or like, I don't know, trade board or something that Biden put together, I'm sure. Is it her? And another thing, when you read the article and you look at what Matt Bellany's saying about Dana Walden, and her name has suddenly just come up everywhere. And she's very close. She actually defended Kathleen Kennedy. So this is where you guys better pay attention. Okay. Because she cannot be allowed to be CEO of Disney. Because Kennedy won't go away then. Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe hire Vinny Boom Bots from Brooklyn at his social club. So this is scary. Or is it Alan Bergman, who doesn't say anything, who shows up at different things? Now remember, not a couple weeks ago, oh God, who was that? Let me look this up. The CEO from Nike, I think, is the head of the CEO search board at Disney search for CEO. He was the head of this, the search board for all right, yeah, it wasn't Nike. It was Morgan Stanley's James Gorman. They're looking outside of the Disney Corporation for a new CEO. So I'm going, Kojak, did you fart? Oh, God. Go lay down. Yes, Daddy's home. And I'm going to see if Cameron posted yet. So they posted it out there that they're looking outside the company. Interesting. I would think that they would not do that because, to be honest, not yet. Let me see. No, he hasn't posted it yet. To be honest, I think that would be the better thing to do. However, there are people at the Walt Disney Company who know where all the bodies are buried. All right, and we've just got to see what's happening with all that as it goes along. Daddy's home. This is the greeting with a giant pickle. Anyway, so it's this is going to be really. I don't know how long I can stay on here because I'm going to have to get because I don't think this my old phone will actually let me. Yeah, it did. I mean, it did. So when Cameron posts this, it's going to be huge. All I know is that basically Sparrow knows the rumor going around, and it's. I'll tell you what Cameron said. He basically said, "I just get an unexpected message from Sparrow, who was as to who was behind the expose of Bob Iger's betrayal of Bob Chapek. The information was shocking. So if it's Dana Walden, I think this is what I think. Bob Iger probably already knows who it was. Bob Iger's probably already got plans implemented to deal with whoever it was. He's not stupid. He hasn't, lasted 30 years at that company by being dumb. Okay. If it is Dana Walden getting backed up by Kathy Kennedy, which I could see them. We'll do a girls thing. He's going to run them both out of town on a rail. All right. A lot of people were promised things from Iger over the course leading up to the proxy war. From George Lucas, who's the single largest shareholder in Disney, and others. And if something happens to where the promises that he made are not implemented, they will want someone, to pay for it. If he gets run out of town and his promises are not kept, all right, or they're reneged on, okay, I cannot. When you read the article, I think Cross has read it. I don't know if anybody else has. When you read the article, and then you go to Cameron's Patreon and look at it, it reads like Iger really didn't want, in the end, to let Chapek be the CEO. Then he decided he was going to stay on, kind of. And the board basically told Chapek, you have to report directly to us and to Bob Iger. Basically, Chapek wasn't a CEO. I mean, there are reasons why a lot of things that Chapek wanted to do got tripped up because every time he tried to do something that was positive, Iger would make sure he couldn't do it. Okay. And then, of course, there's the backstabbing. There was, the Captain Queeg, insufferable way. There were, Dana Walden, all of the executives, the board, running to Captain Bob saying, please come. Susan Arnold, who was, I thought she would have been pleased with the way Chapek was handling the asinine reaction to the Parental Rights and Education Act. And no, because she's a lesbian, she was pissed off. It's like, don't give a fuck. Okay? Don't care. All right? Stay away from the kids. All right? And I mean fucking stay away from those kids. I mean it. You try that shit in Flint, Michigan. Okay? Christians will be like, you just stay away. If you do that in Michigan, you'll end up being thrown off a building. All right? And I'm not kidding. Don't go near the children. Okay? Deal with your own shit. Don't include anybody else. How hard is that to do? Not hard at all. All right, so anyway, so this is what I think. I'm gonna see if he's posted anything yet. All right, come on. No, not yet. I think I may have to shut this down too because I gotta start dinner. So there you go. I posit to say that since I don't have access to my stock ticker, Disney stock prices. $88.39. It's been holding steady between $87 and about $88 for over a week now. It dropped from a high of 123 to a low of this now. And if it's above $80 come December, I'm going to be very shocked. The reason why is because, well, lots of things will be a factor. First off, who gets named CEO? What does the fourth quarter earnings call look like? Does Kennedy leave in October? Okay. And is Iger still there? When I look at Disney stock prices at over $200 in 2021 when Gina Carano got fired. When did she get fired? 2021 or 2022, I can't remember. And it's never recovered. All right. It's had some hits, 123, and then right back down, way down. Okay. And that's a bad thing. What I wonder is, are the leftists in the world scared to death of losing control over Disney? Is that it? Hey, Planet Musk. Or is it Nelson Peltz, Ike Perlmutter, Elon Musk, and Bob Chapek coming back? Okay. Now, granted, the article doesn't make Bob Chapek look good, but I also am going to add a lot of stuff that we speculated about from, December 2019 till now actually was happening. Not in the way it could be both. There could be something going on. Again, the problem is, if it's Dana Walden doing this, first off, I'm going to be very blunt. If she didn't cover her ass to hide that she's involved or she's the ringleader. Iger's gonna curb stomp her into the ground. Okay. You know, my thing is, I don't underestimate somebody. I do not overestimate them. I look and see what they do. Turns out she's the one behind it. She's a dead duck. Okay. And Kennedy is, and if Kennedy's involved with it, she might, if I was Iger, I'd say, I want your resignation on my desk in the morning. I do. Here's the email you will post to the people at Lucasfilm that you haven't seen in over a year because you haven't been allowed on campus. And then John can commence to cleaning up the mess you made. Okay. That's what I would do. I would not let I wouldn't let them get away with it. And they can't. You know, but Cross is right, it could be both. But I think what I think could be going on, it could be a mixture of both. It could be anything. It's just really, really, really worrisome, in my opinion, because we really can't let these people, I'm looking here, get away with it. Okay, because I'll tell you something. Walden ends up being CEO. John Favreau will walk. He'll walk. And I wouldn't blame him. Not even a little bit. And the reason why is because, no, not yet. The reason why is because he's not going to be allowed to do what he wants. And, you know, you will see, I mean, literally, if somebody like Walden got in there, the Walt Disney Company would be in a very bad place with a threat to die off, to go away, to go bankrupt, okay? Having to sell parks and IPs just to stay afloat. Because if you get diehard wokesters in, no, she didn't say a word. She did not, no, Brett, she did not say a word. And it was fitting that it would be George to do it, I think. And Mark's was very simple. Goodbye, Dad. You know, I thought that was really cute. But, yeah. But back to this whole mess. The Walt Disney Company would be threatened with its own death because people will leave in droves, you know, and, you know, the people that don't spend their money because they don't want their kids seeing this stuff will be called racist, sexist, bigots, homophobes, TERFs, which is the N word for calling straight people who don't want men and women's locker rooms, any number of that. Okay, that'll happen. People will get pissed off, they'll get fed up. And the thing I want to impart on that community, because I've had friends of mine who are not part of that part of the community, is they're inviting a backlash and extreme anger towards them because of the behavior of a few. Okay, the behavior of their allies, you know, saying men, and that's a woman, and Shim can go into that women's locker room anytime Shim wants. No, I don't even care if that person had the surgery. You're a guy. Stay the fuck out of our locker rooms. All this stuff that we've gone through just to eke out a place for ourselves, you know, to play sports, to go privately use use a stall, you know, do your makeup not a private place like that. And then this guy shows up and it's obviously a guy, and then gets pissed off because every woman saw him and we're like, you're not a woman, get the hell out of here. And, you know, feminism is dead, okay, because of this shit. I don't want to hear another word, okay. Don't even get me started on the Ballad of Molly Damon, Alex Damon, and Star Wars theory. I mean, you know, but it does my heart good that theories doing so well, and that shill group's starting to die off. Their channel's not doing well. No, I've got 20 people in chat. Good, that's good for me. I would like to see it grow, but I'm also happy where I am. All right, my ambition is to just be factual and to the point and help you guys see what the news is. Okay, so we got that going on too. Then we got, oh God, who was that? I sent that video to Maze, so maybe he'll see it. Okay, it's
clear that Kathleen Kennedy and Leslie Headland will
this
never
video
own up to their failure, especially when it comes to the catastrophe that was the Acolyte.
Where's the history? All right.
The Acolyte.
That channel is called The British Brothers. They've got about 740 subscribers, 56 videos. And basically, the ones he posted this one.
Let's not hold back any words.
That's Leslie Headland.
Is undoubtedly the worst production Disney.
And then one about Amanda Stenberg. Yeah, and it's. I mean, my thing is, so this is. I mean, they're talking about it. The video where basically it was told by somebody that Kennedy is still trying to get her contract renewed, and she's negotiating remotely. She's in England. She's off in Europe with Frank. All right.